Hi guys. I apologize for not having a video for a while. I have been so engrossed in learning pastel and I have absolutely fallen in love with it. I will be posting some of those videos when I'm more comfortable with what I'm doing, but I'm still on a learning curve. So I thought I would do a quick abstract cold wax today. And I have my colors out. What I'm using is an Ivory Black by Gamblin, and I like the Flake White replacement. I don't know if you can read that this way or not. It's what I use in my white. It's a non-toxic white, which I like, and it's nice and bright. A little bit on the cool side, I would say. And then I'm going to use Titan Buff by Gamblin. I'm going to use Chinese Orange by Sennelier. And why I got that one out, I don't know. But there it is. And then a Michael Harding Permanent Orange. I usually use Gamblin's, but I just grabbed what was handy here. And I have a Charvon. And this Charvon is called Intense Turquoise. Then I have a Richardson Oils Naphthol Red Medium, plus my black and white. So I'm going to get rid of these so I can mix these up. I've already put my cold wax out, and a few videos back I showed you how I mixed my Galcid with my Galcid gel with my cold wax. It's about 30% Galcid gel to 70% cold wax. And I'm just going to mix all of this up, like so. And with my whites, what I usually do is I usually put a little bit extra cold wax in it. It's about 50-50, but I do use a little bit more wax in my white. I can get away with it. And then here is some more white that I'm going to add some black to because I want to make a gray. Be sure to wipe, before you go into a new color, be sure you wipe your palette knife off good. And I'm using freezer paper as my palette. And when you buy the freezer paper, it's by Reynolds Wrap. It's right next to the tin foil. Use the shiny side. So just mix it well. If you don't stir it, just smash it to mix it good. Now I'm going to mix this black in with this white. Get a nice gray. Maybe just a touch more black. I want it just a little bit darker, not much. Add a little bit of black at a time because once it gets too black, it's hard to get it lighter without using a lot of white. Just a little bit more. I think that's going to do it. Yeah, that's a good medium value gray. I'm in my home studio, and I want to tell you guys I'm absolutely loving working in my home studio. It's going to be hard. I never thought I would say this. It's going to be hard going back to the millworks. I'm loving being able to paint when I want to paint, take a break when I want to break, go upstairs, do some laundry, make dinner, come back down. Couldn't do that when I'm at the millworks. Plus, I always had a lot of distractions at the millworks with people coming in. Naphthol red is a little bit too rosy for me. I think I'm going to add a little bit of orange to it. Or maybe some of that Chinese orange after I get it mixed. It's not quite the red that I'm looking for. This is the Chinese orange, which is, you can see how transparent this color is. Get some more paper towels. This is Permanent Orange by Michael Harding. Look how vibrant that color is. Isn't that gorgeous? Might have to make more of that. I like it. In fact, I'm going to put some of this into my red now. Changed it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more orange. I'm going to have to get more orange out. Okay, I'm happy with that now. Now I'm going to mix up the turquoise. This is pure turquoise, and I wanted to put some white in it. That's why I have two piles of it. That was my flake white replacement that I just put in it. Perfect. Now I wanted to mix some of these colors together. I'm going to take my Titan Buff put some white in it. Make it lighter. A bit more white, I think. I'm going to take a little bit of, I've never mixed Chinese orange with gray. I'm going to try it. I have no idea what's going to happen. Probably will get a green. It is. Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? Kind of a brownish. Just put some more gray into it. Make it a little bit lighter. Kind of a putty color. A greenish putty color. Okay. Let's take some turquoise. Put some gray into it. See what happens. That's a beautiful blue-gray. Okay, I have everything mixed. Maybe I'll take a little bit of the red, put some black into it. Okay, those are the colors that I'm going to use. So I'm going to push my stand down to my palette, and we're going to get going. Okay, I'm ready to start. I think you can see everything really well. Put some light on the subject. And what I've done is I've taken a piece of freezer paper, again, shiny side up, and I have taped a piece of Arches oil paper onto it. And this size is, what is this, 9 by 11? Let me get it. It's a 9 by 12, and it does say oil. And you can use either side that's in the pad. And in these pads, you get 12 sheets, so it's pretty good. And it's made for oil. Now, should you not have any oil paper, all you have to do is take some watercolor paper, but you must gesso it first. So I would put a thin coat of gesso on it, let it dry, and then put a second thin coat of gesso on it and let it dry. You can sand it or not. Me, I love texture, so I wouldn't bother to sand, but it's strictly up to you. And then what I've done is I'm taping it onto my piece of freezer paper. I'm putting my tape right on the edge, so I have the same size margin the whole way around. Then I want to put another piece down. Hold that. And then I take my fingernail over the edge. Now I have done this the whole way around, taking my fingernail over the entire edge. So I already have that taped. And then what I usually do is take a pair of scissors, and this is just what I do. You don't have to do this, but I like this freezer paper to be more manageable. So I'll cut it down to size so I can turn it if I need to. So it doesn't take up so much room on my station. So now I am ready to go. And I have decided to make some marks. I'm just using a calligraphy pen. It's a water soluble. Just going to make some marks. I'll make some thinner marks. Just for the heck of it. Straight lines and curved lines. I'm going to take some of this crink, which I really like. This is it's an ink. It has a rubber tip to it, but the rubber tip has been rubbed off. Now I have to wait for this to dry because it's very wet. So as soon as this dries, I shall be back. I want to finish this. Maybe make it a little bit thicker. There. Make that a little bit thicker. Okay, now I have to wait for this to dry and then we will continue on. Okay, it's dry enough. It's still a little tacky, but it's dry enough. I do want to put one more mark on here. I'm going to use the R&F pigment stick. And this is, what color is this? cobalt teal. And with the sticks, you always have to take off the hard part. It gets like a covering on it, but you have to rub that off every time you use it usually. Ready to go. And I'm just going to put a line down, and then I'm going to put some rubber gloves on. Okay, that's my cobalt teal. I'm going to bring this to the edge. Then I'm touching all four sides, which is something that's important to me. The reason why I like to do that is that because I feel that it grounds the painting. Isn't that a pretty color? Now what I could do if I wanted to use that color on top, all I would have to do is take just a little piece of that or a pigment stick. I would take it off with a piece of with a palette knife, and then add cold wax to it. You can make your paint from the pigment sticks itself. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to coat my entire painting with orange. And this is the permanent orange from Michael Harding. I'm going to wipe my palette knife, and I have to make more orange. I don't have enough. I didn't think I was going to have enough. I'm going to have to stop and make more orange. I'm already out of it. Okay. Now, I like to get my edges good. I'm big on edges as well. Okay, now I'm going to let this set up just a little bit. I'm going to say maybe for 10 minutes. It's going to dry rather quickly because it absorbs into that paper rather fast. Kind of messy looking now, but that's okay. I can still see my lines through that orange, which is important. I'm just going to let it sit up for about 10 minutes, and then when we get back, we're going to go the whole way through until the end. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, and I am filming. You can see very little is coming up. So it's in a tacky stage, which is the stage that I wanted. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this entire thing with black. You can see, you can even see that my lines are still showing through the black because that orange is so bright under there. I'm not pushing down too hard because I don't want the black to mix with the orange. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my oiler boiler. Again, these are made by Gaunt, G-A-U-N-T. They have a needle, as you can see, and they come in several sizes. This is one of the thinner ones. It's the one with the blue top. And inside I have odorless mineral spirits, and I use Gamasol most of the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little bit with this. You just squeeze and draw. And then I'm going to shake some drops onto it. And I'm going to wait about 30 seconds, 45, let's say more or less 45 seconds. Get a towel. In the meantime, I can clean off my brayer from that black. Okay, now I'm going to get my Meister bowl scraper. I get these from Amazon. By the way, those oiler boilers I get from Amazon as well. Where's the top to this? Don't see the top. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Set it there for now. Okay. Now I'm going to, when I scrape, I'm not going to hold the bowl scraper straight up. I'm going to have it on an angle, and I'm just going to lightly pull it. And then you will get an edge, so you want to wipe that off. Do it again. Wipe it off, and do it again. Now I am going to pull it some more. You can see where that blue R&F stick is. Okay. Wipe this. Going to put a little more black right in the, well, before I do that, I think I'm going to put some red into it. Now you can put this on, you could put this on with a bowl scraper or with your brayer. I love using a brayer. Now I'm going to wipe this. I'm going to go over it with combination of my Titan Buff and white in spots. Before I put my brayer back into my paint, I want to wipe it since I picked up a lot of red. think I'm going to use my bowl scraper. Ooh, I like what that mark that made. I'm going to have to mix some more of this up. I'm liking what's happening. Don't know where I'm going yet. I think I'm going to put some white, I'm going to put some black into this. I'm liking it very much. Exactly what I have, but not quite finished, not quite there yet. Have some really bright reds coming across there. Have it coming the whole way across. Some over here. Now I want some pure white. Wanted to, since I have a lot of very soft organic edges, I think I want some sharp edges as well. Maybe have some red lines going through that. Ooh, I like that too. Put some red lines going in the opposite direction over here. Just one. Then I have to decide if I'm going to put some blue into it. I think so. But I'm going to take my skewer and I want to pick up some of those gabs of paint that scraped up. Okay. And down here, see the edge of my tape is right here. So I'm going to do one of these. And this is just a half circle. Now, I have to decide about my blue. You know, I made up a lot of these colors, and I'm not using it. Right now, it's really just a very limited palette. Now, this is that cobalt teal, or what was it? Something like that. Where am I going to put it? Oh my, look at that. A little bit more. Right in here. Okay, I'm going to call this done. How long did that take me? Not very long. It took more time drying than it did to make it. But I am going to pull it off, see what we have. I think I need some black right here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of black right in here. That will the corners right there. That will kind of don't know if I like that. I can always change it after I take the tape off. So let's take the tape off, see what we have. Okay, I'm going to get a piece of paper towel and hold it with a paper towel so I don't get that edge dirty. When I put tape down, I put it down. Well, let's not fight it. Let's go from this end. I'm going to take this off. Pick this up and off of here. I'm thinking that I need a little bit of blue down here. Let's put it on with my, I'm thinking about making this more red. Let's try that first. Okay, I like that. It's really important for all of these to be different sizes, so I think I'm going to bring it, this and this is ending at the same place. I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Okay, that's good. important that I have different sizes, as you can see. Now I have red up here, so that's a different size, that's a different size. These are all different sizes. I think I'm going to put some pure red right here. That really made it. I think I like it. Let me see if I can find, oh, I want to put a little bit of blue down here, I think, somewhere. Well, that didn't do it. Now I have to fix that. Crap. Easy to do. Easy to do. Now, my blue. Just want a hint of it. Just want a hint of it. Don't like that. Change it. And I have a little bit of blue showing through right here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if I like that. Cover up some of it. Don't know if I like that. Let's cover that up. At least some of it. Yeah, I like it. I like it like that. Okay, let me see if I can find a mat. But you can pretty much tell what it looks like. I am liking it. I think I need some bright red right here, however. Oh yes, that made it. Okay. Give you an idea of what it will look like. So there you have it, and I will show you in a couple. That's this way. Now I'm going to turn it. That is this way. So there you have it, guys. I want to thank you for watching. Oh, and by the way, let's talk about classes. Last time that I did a video, quite a few of you said that you would be interested in classes. I am going to do an acrylic class. I'm going to do it in Zoom. It's going to run $265 for 4 weeks. We will paint for about 2.5 to 3 hours. And what I thought I would do is we will all paint the same thing. In other words, I will demonstrate and then you will paint. We'll all paint the same abstract. That way I can help you. And then that's what we'll do maybe for the first 2 weeks, and maybe the second 2 weeks, we will do different abstracts. I will demonstrate again, then you pick colors of your choice and paint. That's what I'm thinking about. I want to start it within the next 2 weeks, and I will post it again on my Facebook page and my Instagram page. I am going to limit the class to 8. I think over 8 people, it just becomes too much for Zoom. And we'll be doing critiquing and everything. So be ready for that. And if you're interested, let me know. It's going to be on a first come, first serve. So, and I'm going to post it on Instagram and my Facebook page, which is Linda Benton McCloskey Art. I would say within the next 4 to 5 days. And then we will start at the end of the month. What is today? The 14th. I want to give you at least 8 or 9 days to get your supplies together. I will be sending you a supply list, a materials list. And that way we can all have the same supplies. And we're going to be working on I think a 30 by 40 canvas. It's going to be fairly large, but not too big. So let's plan on doing that. Let me know if you're interested. Like I said, I'm going to limit it to 8 people, and once it's full, it's full. And then I can always, if I get a huge response, maybe I'll do a second one. So we'll see. So I want to thank you very much. I'm going to give you a close-up of this and also a photo. Stay safe, everybody. My husband and I are doing fine. Don't go out unless you absolutely must. I haven't been out for days. I have taken walks with the dogs. That seems to be keeping me sane. So a couple things I want to point out about this. First of all, you can't see any of my previous markings, and that's okay. I have no problem with that. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't. But look at shapes as far as volume is concerned. These shapes here are much bigger than these shapes. And then I have some tiny little shapes, such as there. And then I have a lot of organic shapes, but I also have some sharp edges, as you can see. And I also have lines. So I have organic lines and I have straight hard lines. So these are things that you want to do. You want to have big, medium, and small shapes. Now look at my whites and my cream colors. This is fairly large. This is kind of a medium. And then we have smaller shapes up in here. Then we have a large black, a medium black, a small black, an even smaller black. So, and even with the blues, there's different sizes of the blues as well. So your shapes should all be different. Your lines should all be different. So, okay. I will continue this with a photo and also with a close-up. Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Hope you all had a great either Passover or Easter. We celebrated Easter here. I made a big ham dinner just for Bob and I. It's kind of strange. I'm used to having 15 to 20 people around the table, and it was just the two of us. But we had a nice time. Bye-bye.